You wanted the Karen, you got the Karen.
Wow, I was not ready for fucking that. Jesus Christ. That was aggressive. Oh, what a world. What a world we live in today, folks.
Yeah, it's a never-ending trash fire, eternally, like a Olympic flame burning shit show, day after day after day. If you don't see it on the news, meaning happening in other parts of the world, I myself at the very least see it happening in my little pocket of the world, whether by small or by large. I see it every day, and it sucks.
And the funny is, for the longest time, like someone said the other day, like it's finally catching up with us. Like the COVID stuff, anyways, it's finally caught us because we're seeing more people getting sick around our area and whatnot. And yeah, it's becoming to that point that so even in like a metropolis like North Van, to a smaller southern Alberta town, you can't deny it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is there, right? So it's just, how do you roll with it? What do you do with it, right? It's what you're going to do with your knowledge in your life. Is what I don't know. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what
Right?
decisions are you going to make at this point that may affect you in the future?
Exactly. And you would like to think that I'll figure it out after the fact, right? Like, you know what, I'm going to try this, and if this doesn't work, I can pivot and go some other direction. But sometimes in life, when you've chosen that path, it's hard to come back from it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you've dug your heels in about something, and I'm not talking something stupid like a like a simple little flip flop, right? Where you could be like, prime example, we like on AEW wrestling, take a shot. We're already excited for it, we hated it, and now we're back into it. Those are minor flip flops, right? But when you're taking the stance of like, no, you're completely lying about COVID, you're all fucking sheep, you're this, that, the other thing, it's pretty hard to come back from.
Yeah, and it's those little things along the way, and you see this in movies as well, that change a person over time to who they were at one point to a completely different person in some aspects at another point in time. Sometimes it takes like 20 years for a person to change. Sometimes it takes 2 months. There's no pattern to it.
Yeah, humans are such particular creatures too, right?
Peculiar?
Well, yeah, peculiar, because just especially with the tribalism and the just it's the animalistic, like when like the primal side of a human comes out, just how vicious and unreal and how unrelenting it can be, and
And
how horrible people can be, especially to one another.
yeah, and there's a great example of this in Karen videos and just public freakout videos in general, where people will dig their heels in and the conversation or the verbal fight will eventually devolve into name calling and then resort to physical altercations.
And that gets nobody anywhere. And I've said this before, and maybe after, we go over some of the things that I've learned even just today, that if anyone ever feels like they want to come on and defend something that we have, like, because me and Alex pretty much, we have the same ideas, like I'm very hillbillyish when I say it, but Alex is more defiant when he says it. So, I mean, if someone disagrees with what we're saying and you feel strong enough about it, we have an open forum. If you want to come on here and talk to us about it, we had Red Anderson on the old show, and we didn't. And you know what? He was very articulate, and he was well spoken. And I will say that about Red. He was. You're more. If you have counterpoint, please come on and say it.
Yeah.
But, go ahead. Sorry.
And there's no need to resort to insults or name calling because that gets no one anywhere. And constantly talking over people or interrupting them because you disagree with what they say on a particular point, again, that gets no one anywhere as well. Even though there's Nick and myself here, it would seem like it's a 2-on-1 situation if we brought on someone who had opposing views. However, I would do something in the way of moderation in saying, okay, we're playing the ping pong. The ball is in your court. You get your time to speak. We won't interrupt. We can even mute ourselves. And then once you're done, one of us or maybe both of us will jump in and have our refutation. So we will have what I would prefer to have, which is an honest conversation, maybe a more structured and organized conversation, as opposed to the free flow of volleying back and forth of talking over each other, which I never liked in the first place.
No, and that was one of my. I really liked I haven't listened in a long time, but I probably won't again. The Fighter and the Kid podcast, when it was just Brian Callen and Brendan Shaw. I liked listening to it, but when they would get a guest on, all they would do was talk over each other,
Mm-hmm.
and it's busy, it's too much. So, and the reason that I'm saying this is because I've already kind of explained to Alex what I was going to do. So poor Alex is going to kind of sit here and just let me go. I have a friend and she is an EMT, and she posted on her Facebook that she was starting to clean out her Facebook of the anti-vaxxers, the COVID conspiracy people, and whatnot. And this brought her, and something that happened to one of her former colleagues who now lives in Calgary made her decide to do this. And what had happened was her colleague in Calgary decided to take these people off her Facebook because she was tired of being called a liar. She's on the front lines watching what was happening to people with this disease, and people were telling her that she's a liar. She had to, and I had to find out what this meant properly. She had to intubate somebody and bag them. And bag them means they had to put that squeaky or the squishy on to make the person breathe. I guess she had said something about having to do this today, so maybe hoping people would realize how serious this is. And people called her a liar. Said she was full of shit. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing when I was asking my friend about, because I wanted to mention what had happened. So my friend decided upon her own. I did not ask any of this, my conversation. But currently right now in the ICU in Lethbridge, that'd be our Prince George okay, like our bigger city, right?
Yeah.
Lethbridge has 32 beds. 29 of those are unvaccinated, or like they have 32 beds, and 29 of those beds that are filled right now are anti-vaxxed COVID patients. She was told this from an ICU nurse on Tuesday morning. Yes. And she makes great points. I won't read the whole conversation that we had here. She's actually had a person die on her from COVID, like they brought to the hospital. I wanted to read this part here where she said it. She says in here, she says, essentially everybody is going to get COVID, but it's just a matter of how bad it'll be and what parting gift you will receive when it's gone. And I think we all, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't had the flu, and like I said, in forever, like a decade, maybe more. So who ultimately knows if I've had a smidgen of the flu here or there? I always stand behind the thing of like, if you get dirty and gross, those germs get into your body, and they kind of fight it. You know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like the grosser a human is, the better off you get, because you're getting those antibodies into your body, right? And that I think we've all had, but it depends how, that is disturbing. That out of 32 patients in ICU, 29 are unvaccinated. And this isn't something, this person is an EMT. So I will believe her before I believe, someone that's just a regular grunt and saw something on YouTube or whatever. So um there's my thoughts. Alex, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch. So I had said this on a previous episode, maybe even 2 or 3 previous episodes. Hello, Kim. That um, at some point we're all going to get COVID, and we're all either going to live through it or we're going to die from it. I mean, that's how the virus is going to run its course. And yes, it's probably going to mutate and take new shapes and forms, which means maybe different vaccines or more shots or booster shots or what have you. It's a sad reality, but this is how we're going to have to deal with this at this point in time.
Yeah, and just so we can, because I want to move. I mean, COVID. I like when we just rant about shit and we go on like the Mackenzie tour, like random stuff that happens on the show that a few people seem to enjoy, anyways. But I just kept the screenshots, but I remember what was said. Someone shared a story that 17,000 Quebec, from the CBC, that 17,000 Quebec healthcare workers could lose their jobs for not getting the vaccine. But his argument is that, well, they're not getting it because they see the damage it's been doing, and they see and that, yeah, it should be assigned to us. So someone replied and said, that's ridiculous, and basically like, hey, like let's cite your sources. And the guy fired back with and also in this here, the guy that the anti-vaxxer, if we will, I'll just so I clear up who's who, pronouns, pal. The anti-vaxxer says, God, do your research. Stop believing the mainstream media. And it's like, and the guy says, okay, well, where, and I had actually commented as well, not knowing the guy previously had commented, and I asked, where's your sources? I have no problem reading something. If someone were to point me somewhere that isn't a website that's like, bedbugs.org/net Brit or something like that, like, you know what I mean, right? Like, because I think, and I hate the ones that would say, oh, well, it's an unnamed source. Well, okay, I'm not naming my source because she's a local person. Not that it's a source. I have the whole conversation.
Joe from Alabama is fact.
Exactly, Brody. That's just it.
Yeah, he's got his Google University degree.
Yes. I have a person who is living here right now. I know. See, that's the thing. The difference between someone that would say, well, I saw on YouTube this guy or this doctor. I know this EMT.
You know that you met them in person.
I have met them in person. I've played ball with them. She has tagged me out before. I have physically been accosted by this person. I know who she is. It's not like and I know what I know. I've seen her in the ambulance. I know who she is.
Yeah, so but she's not some Russian or Chinese troll.
Not at all.
From the internet.
Yeah. And then the thing that Alex always points out, the anti-vaxxer in the conversation that I saw on Facebook then says, well, do your research. I don't have time to talk with you. Peace out. And that is exactly what Alex has said from the beginning of this. That's exactly what an anti-vaxxer, but it's not just, I won't say that it's just the anti-vaxxer. It's both sides. It's whenever people are confronted with an argument, right? Yeah, see, so there you go. Brody knows her too. You could, these people that, whenever they're confronted, they go, well, just do your research. Alex was just telling me about a gentleman who a few years ago, it was something unrelated. And when someone said, well, who's your source? He says, well, I'm not going to do your research for you. Are you fucking kidding? That's the most ridiculous shit in the world.
Yeah.
Like, you do your own research. No, if your conviction is strong enough that you're willing to get on a public forum and say this is happening, then I should be able to cite sources. Correct? I should be able to say, or if it's my own personal experience, I should be able to say, hey, motherfucker, if you want some shit on a broken leg, I'm your guy to talk to. Right? I could say, hey, and you guys could say, hey, the garbage man, he knows the shit about some broken legs. He can tell you some shit. Right? I'm that source. You want to know about fucking Tragically Hip songs, Montreal Canadiens? Shit, like, I'm your fucking source. I am not your source for fucking COVID. Not at all.
Or medical news in general.
Or medical. That's why we have the bro science always going. We have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. But I find this is, and I said, like, we have 5 viewers. Thank you, everybody that is here. This is therapeutic for me. Because, hi, Oj.
Hi, Owen.
How's the new house? I went and saw Brody's house. It is beautiful. Even though, did Joe kick your ass for the fucking mark you put in the wall? Whoo! Yeah, Joe was giving us a tour while all the guys are working. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful house. And like right in the corner as they go upstairs, she's like, knock on the door, on the wall. But beautiful house.
Should have padded the furniture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, how would you know? Huh? You know some Russian bots that move stuff? Huh?
Cite your sources, bro.
Cite your sources, man. Do your research.
No, you don't want me to do my research. You want me to do your research. But then,
if you told me why you knew all that, I'd be like, I don't have time to talk to you. Peace out. Fuck off.
You're a sheeple, bro.
Yeah, actually, and I said it to another guy. I gotta stop because I'm biting on more conversations because the guy's like, yeah, all you guys who got the vaccines are sheep. And I just said, and believe the mainstream media. And I'm like, yeah, and guess what? The people who believe YouTube and Facebook are just a different kind of sheep. We're all sheep. It just depends what color you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a tie-dyed one. Like psychedelic shit. Like, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na. Right?
Now, the reason that Nick is not naming his source is because he does not want to contribute to any harassment that this person might receive as a result of what has been said.
And they've already had it. Could you, like, okay, it'd be like someone saying to me, I've stopped I actually have a post today I was going to share. This guy did like garbage Jenga. It was impressive. I think he had like 4 bags piled on top of the bin. And I was like, and I managed to get the hook on it and get it up, right? But that would be like me saying, like, I know how to pick up garbage, right? Like, it's my job. Like, hey guys, you shouldn't be doing this. Like, and you've seen the post before. And it'd be like, that'd be perfect. Like, well, why the fuck can't you just pick it up and do this? And it's like, okay, listen, keyboard warrior. I know what I'm doing. I can't do it with this truck, right? And then it would be like to explain to him, well, if I got out for this one garbage bin and picked up the mess around it, and more people saw that, they think it's okay. And then, like, I picked up almost 2,400 bins this week. Can you imagine if I had to get out every fucking other bin? So say 600, even say 600 times. Walk around my truck, throw them into the bin, into the truck, go around, get back into gear, pick it up. You realize how much time that would add on to a day?
Yeah.
And they don't seem to get it. But then you'll get people, then you get public that you're like, people get it. And all the bitching I do, like when bins, I had an old gentleman today. He waited for me to come back up the alley, came around the corner, and he's like, hi, son. It's like, okay, you can tell he's old. He said, hey, son. All right. We just moved into this house. I just need to know what to do with my bins. Fair enough, I'll tell you. And I told him, and I said, just so you know, everything that's around your truck right now, that bin, I can't pick up. But if it's in the bin, he's like, not a problem. And then he's like, can I put it on your truck? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, sir. And I explained to him that there should be a calendar in the house. And he said there was. He's like, my wife's got it. And he was pretty funny, though, because he goes to the back of the truck because that's where the old garbage trucks used to go. And he was like, oh shit, and he had to walk around and throw it. But yeah, see, every once in a while, then the public comes through and they go, holy shit, look at that. Somebody, actually cared, right? God, that was
Yeah,
a tangent.
someone wanted to know, so they asked the questions. It's
Uh-huh.
just like with the people who say the hospitals are empty, you're lying about COVID. Apparently, in their worldview, if something is not happening either directly in front of them or in the purview of their environment, it's not happening, which is not the case. Because again, I'll refer that old saying: if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Yes, it does, because there are things that happen outside your purview in what's known as the rest of the world. Just because you can't see it happening doesn't mean it's not happening.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Well, it's like the old that, like we all, I always thought about life as this, and this is me, I didn't hear this from anybody, but I always thought life as it's our own movie. We are the star of our own movie. But it doesn't matter if we feel that we're the Jim Carrey that should be the center of attention. I always thought, because of the Truman Show, right? I think that's where the idea more came from later in life. It doesn't matter if we think we're Truman. That doesn't matter. We could be the neighbor next door who he waves to every morning. That's all. That's our part. But that's our part in his movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just because you're Jim Carrey in your movie doesn't it like fuck, it doesn't mean you can't be. You're just random bypasser in a vehicle in someone else's movie.
Yeah, just because you're an NPC in someone else's movie does not mean you don't have your own life to live.
Exactly.
It's just the intersection of those two lives.
Yeah,
yeah. Did a butterfly flapping its wings in Nebraska cause COVID? Bro, what Russian troll did you get that from?
No, but see, I knocked my mic there. You can tell I got a different setup with my mic here because I had moved everything upstairs because the band's coming back and we're gonna go to acoustic drums, so we're gonna have speakers, and I'm like, I gotta move some shit because I don't have enough, because the house is old, so there's no plugs in the fucking thing, so I'm lack of plugs downstairs. So I realized my handle doesn't work, and I was just too lazy, and I'm sure I'm gonna jerk off or something on here and look a little crazy. But see, what was funny is, I bet you if we were popular enough and we got that rolling, we could get some people thinking that a butterfly in Nebraska, maybe not caused COVID, but definitely spread it faster by the flapping of its wings. Because we could say it was actually Mothra. It's a big one, right? Because it was big wings, it's going to span COVID around like a motherfucker, right? So.
How can you prove a tree makes sounds if no one hears it? Cite your sources. So I got to be there without being there, in other words. Does a thing have physical properties if you're not there to see it? I sound like George W. Bush.
You actually had you right there. You actually had a fucking more of a Gilbert Godfrey face. Yeah, you really did there. More like a Gilbert Godfrey face.
I love Problem Child too. Ah! Just that one scene.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh, what is this? November 5th. November 5th! Oh, okay. Sorry.
Speaking of butterfly flapping its wings, I saw the 2 sequels to The Butterfly Effect. Did you ever see that movie with Ashton Kutcher?
When it came out, but that's the last time I saw it, so I couldn't. I remember the end, but other than that, I don't really remember anything from the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. The sequels, they were okay. If you're a fan of that kind of thing, then the second one I think was filmed here in Vancouver. Not great. The third one was okay. So if you want to kill time, maybe watch those. Maybe.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I know we kind of dotted there, but just to finish, the COVID shit and all your conspiracy people and all the, the government, maybe you should take some of that energy you're focusing on putting your memes every day about tyrannic government, blah, blah, blah. And maybe, and all you assholes, death upon you, the ones that are fucking out in front of hospitals. But why don't you take that energy and go stand in front of the Catholic churches and try and make a difference about something? You know, that Catholic church that, along with the Canadian government, had those things called residential schools that the Catholics are still not saying anything about. They're still hushed and hiding. You guys are quick to go protest fucking hospitals because people want you to get a shot, but you're not in arms about what happened to a whole race of people. And you're not out. Take your energy and go stand outside the Catholic Church. Go bar their doors. There's a great idea. Maybe we should submit. There you go. There. That's actually a fucking splendiferous idea. Go block their doors so they can't get the money off their people. Go block their doors for a while. You want to stop and make a difference in something? Maybe, yeah, there you go. Go do that. Assholes.
I saw a post that someone made earlier this week, maybe late last week. No matter how you feel about it, there should not be graveyards at any schools, period. And they're exactly right when they say that. Graveyards should not exist at schools, residential or otherwise.
No retort, anybody? All right, cool. Moving along, I finally watched the video. I'm the worst person in the world to be suggested, unless it's music and I could download it, right? Yes, she did. Actually, I saw a really, really, really great video of the Queen with Harry and Prince William.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you're never too old to be scolded by your grandmother. And it shows a picture of them when they're really, on Twitter, they're really young. Yeah. And then the other one had to be from maybe, William's bald. So, like, a few years ago. And she's, like, admonishing him for being, because him and Harry are fucking around. It's like, that's great. Nana's rule. Yeah. So that was great.
You know, I want to say something about the people protesting at hospitals. Nurses had said last year's heroes, this year's garbage. Well, no, but what about those nurses who are part of the protests? No one seems to be saying anything about that little cross section of people. Yeah, all the people protesting outside hospitals are assholes. What about the nurses who are part of those protests? What about them? What are people to say about them? It's kind of a rock and a hard place when it comes to that little cross section of people.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most fucking definitely.
Then we have to get a little more subtle and nuanced, which people on the internet don't seem to want to do for some strange reason. They just want to generalize and make blanket statements because apparently that makes sense. No, it doesn't.
Could you, you talk about dividing. Could you imagine finding out, you've just worked 12 hours and you're already exhausted when you're leaving, and you leave and you see one of your fellow workers, out there protesting? Can you imagine?
Slap in the face, kind of.
Holy shit. So, all right, let's lighten this shit up.
Yeah.
This shit show. I watched a recommended video, and it was recommended by my friend Alex. And it was from the show, from the channel he suggested last week, because I followed it. I did subscribe to it. And that is Molasses Films. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's Jack's channel. Yeah,
that is Jack's channel. So, in this gentleman named Jack, Alex's friend, they make him watch shitty movies. Now, I so happen, and it worked out great, that the movie that showed up first for me was Jack watching Freddy Got Fingered. And I took some notes. Okay, it's only about 20 minutes, so I don't have a lot of notes. The Zach, the gentleman that wanted to watch it, he made it because he was laughing hysterically. Now, Jack didn't laugh a lot. Now, the part where he kind of, you could see he was really trying to stay even keel and be like, I'm not laughing, fuck you, was when Tom Green started swinging the baby around by the umbilical cord. And you could see he's like, he had a smile and then he did the old, right? Okay. He did, when he covered his mouth, was when Rip Torn made the joke, the cripple joke. Like, I don't have the problem here. You're the one that's crippled. I was like, and yeah. And then when you and Zach gave him the sausages, fuck. And then so, the part that I started enjoying once I noticed it was Alex's face. So when the cartoon plays, my hooves make sounds, my hooves, and Tom, to look at Alex's face in the background, I was like, oh, that's amazing. You were just like it was awesome. So I'm actually looking forward to. I'm gonna go back and watch some more. I'm gonna go watch some of these. So I do recommend because he's trying to no sell the stuff, and there's a couple things he's trying not to laugh at. So I would recommend you guys go check out the channel that Alex suggested, Molasses Films, and I just happened to watch number 9, Freddy Got Fingered. So check it out. It was great. Hi, really? Do you have any? Do you remember anything from that? That one in particular, because that's what I'm talking about. Do you remember watching that, like the whole thing with him? Like, I know it's. Go ahead. Sorry.
Unfortunately, that was 7 and 8 years ago. I remember that general period of time, taking the time to go there, spending all the time watching the films, and then coming back late at night because they lived in downtown at that time. It was fun. Can you drop a link? Yes. Give me a few minutes. I will throw in a link that you can click on. Well, not really click on, but copy in some way, shape, or form. Hello, really? How are you? Good to see you. Didn't think we'd see you for a while. I have no idea why I'm saying that, but hadn't seen you live for a while. I think you were over on either Frank's channel, The Harsh Truth, or on Derailed. I think you're on Derailed every once in a while.
Ghost Shark. I've never even heard of Ghost Shark.
Oh God, it's hilariously terrible.
Is it that bad? The
yes.
Title just sounds that bad.
Yes, so we had a lot of fun watching some of those films. Battlefield Earth was one we saw, but it got copyright flagged, so it's not on there, unfortunately.
That sucks. I can imagine. That was. I think I got 10 minutes into that movie, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm sure I didn't finish it. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
There was another one called Mutant Vampire Zombies from the Hood. It stars C. Thomas Howell. I don't think that one's been posted. Undefeatable from 1993 with Cynthia Rothrock. That's a terrible movie, but if you go on YouTube and you look up, I think it's worst movie fight ever. I think the final fight from that movie will show up as the #1 result. God damn, the one that I brought in, the Worm Eaters. Oh, that was a fun time.
The Worm Eaters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard of like a bunch of those movies either.
That's another terrible movie.
Sorry, but somebody responded to that thing when I asked about sources. The guy said, Nick Brabin, hi, sources covidvaxbad.com.
Orange Man bad.
Yeah, Orange Man bad. Yeah, I just put score. Like, fuck, why even say that?
Right. My brain is Oh, look at that.
See what you did there. Clever. Oh, I like say happy birthday to Joel Campbell.
Who?
And Brody's wife. It's Jolene's birthday.
Oh, Joel. Yes. Happy birthday.
So, yes.
Another year of having to deal with Brody. Congratulations.
To deal with Brody. Yes. Good Lord.
Yeah, Brody, because most of those movies are not from the 1970s. So,
yeah. Eating Raoul is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever even heard of that. Worst movies.
There's a movie that I wanted to bring in instead of the Worm Eaters, but I'm glad I went with the Worm Eaters. You can find it on YouTube. The whole thing, I think it's about an hour and 15 minutes long. It's from 1992. It's called Axum. AX space EM. It's terrible. But there are a few funny death scenes, but not for the scenes themselves. It's the way they were edited. I can't even at this point.
God,
Got to run to the store.
I think though I mean I've seen a little, but the first one that comes to my mind, and because I'm just such a horror guy, and I've seen some bad horror movies, is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Yeah, that's with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. I
Yeah,
have not seen it.
that just ended because it was so bad. Because I'm such a fan of the first one, right? Like the first Texas Chainsaw. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe.
And Brody, if you come back to this later, The Worm Eaters is from 1977.
Oh, that's your wheelhouse.
That is right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah. A Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson horror movie. Ooh, I saw one of those recently with Judd Nelson as a bad guy. It was The Boondock Saints 2, which was all right.
Do you listen to How Did It Get Made?
How Did This Get Made? Yes, I listened to that today. Yeah, I listen to it every once in a while. Pretty good show.
Yeah. No, I've never even heard of it, so
I like their live shows. I took Angie to one of those live shows in either the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020 because one of the hosts, he had either a fever or a cold, which at that time could have been the Rona, but who knows? Their live shows are so much fun, not just to be there for, but to listen to as well, because they talk about movies, particularly bad movies.
You know, and I know we're going to keep bouncing back. This is just the way our show always goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that our shop got hit with it in like December, January 2020 because there was a week there, a couple of guys, like one guy missed like a week and a half of work. And then like everybody got kind of sick. It was, yeah. So, you know.
Yeah. Good possibility.
I'm just sorry, just doing a quick look of I'm just looking at the editorials. I haven't looked at those for a while. Editorials.
Cabin by the Lake. Ooh, I haven't seen it. That's what kind of sucks about some actors who get really great roles at the beginning of their career, like Judd Nelson, for example, The Breakfast Club. And I think he in St. Elmo's Fire in '85 the same year. I can't remember. Probably not. But then, like a lot of people, they just descend into doing this either low budget or B movie stuff, which really sucks because he's pretty good, Judd Nelson.
I like Judd Nelson and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Fuck this asshole. Let's go back and cornhole us drunk.
I haven't seen Relentless yet, but I will. Because I remember that not only the VHS cover of that movie, but a whole bunch of others from Video Encounter. Because my parents used to take me to Video Encounter. I think it was every Friday and rent a movie. And I saw a whole bunch of pictures that are just burned into my brain. And I'm slowly getting through seeing all of them.
You know, one was, and I love that it was burned in my brain, was the original movie case for Halloween with the knife going into the pump, like the way that it made the pumpkin. That's like in my brain. Yeah. It's this, yeah. And the covering to the Howling.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's just in my brain.
Most of that show is okay, but it's the ending. That's the clincher for me. That's what makes it great.
Really, Brody? Fuck, crazy. Yeah, what do I see? Now you got me. Now, really's got me thinking about Andy Garcia, and yeah, I can't think of anything. Jeez, Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia was in a good movie from 2013 starring Jeremy Renner called Kill the Messenger, which I want to bring into the You Missed It podcast because I think it's a really good movie. Clubs. Breakfast clubs.
See, so I often like that's the thing is I don't have the movie knowledge you guys do.
That's because
Like
your head is filled with sports knowledge.
well, it was. It's not so much anymore. Like oh fuck, like early like 90s hockey and stuff. Oh my
Hmm.
god, yeah, it was really bad. And then music lyrics and like I was always everyone's favorite person to bring to name that tune.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I was really good at it. I was really good at it. That's an interesting debate.
Well, that debate's been had many times on
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it, right? I mean, that's been a huge conversation for as long as there's been these kind of shows, right?
Yep. I've only
So
seen it once, so I'm not going to bite on that.
me too. I'm not biting on it either. I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
Now, so did you? I mean, I know you've seen it. What did you think of Scarface?
I haven't seen that in a good 15 or so years. However, when I did see it, it was both amazing and terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Terrifying, particularly because of the bathtub scene with the chainsaw and the ending. Holy shit, the ending.
yeah. And then like, what about Casino? Like, I'm just wondering because I like gangsters. I loved Casino.
You and Jack would get along really well because he likes gangster movies as well.
And did that with Casino, that scene with Pesci and his brother, like when they kill him with the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies every time I think about it.
Yeah. I've got it on my list to watch the original Scarface from 1932.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen it yet. Jack's seen it. He says it's pretty good. So
I've heard that as well,
him.
and I've never watched it either.
Yeah, it's only about an hour and a half, so I'll take the time to watch it.
Update: Yankees are winning 5-2. That's good news. See, to me they're interchangeable. I like both of them, so I can't say either one because I like them both. I really quite enjoy both of them, so it's hard for me to just pick one. Like if you said to me, "Hey, what are we gonna watch? Like Goodfellas or Casino?" I'd be like, "Well, it's only 5:00, so we could watch both."
Casino, I think, is about 3 hours long, and Goodfellas 2.5.
That's what I was saying. That puts about 10:30. So yeah, we could watch both. But if you come at me at like 7:00, that's a decision that's got to be made. Like that would be like that at my age, that's what you do. You're like, okay.
At my age, hey.
Oh, it's so awesome! Like the bands, like I said, we're getting together Saturday night, and Ken's like, hey, can we get together, a little earlier so we can be in bed at a normal time? I'm like, I am all about that. Well, because like back when we first started the band, like 6 years ago, which is crazy, it's only 6 years, so it's 35 years old. Like it was not uncommon to start jamming at 6:00 on a Saturday and go till 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And pound back a flat of beer because it'd just be sweating it out. And now it's like, if I'm up past 11, I'm gonna be grumpy. Like
take a power nap when the drummer's doing a solo or something.
Well, hey, my buddy shared this, and he's right. He's like, if you see anyone over the age of 40 out past 9 p.m., assure yourself they had a nap earlier in the day.
I saw that too. That's great.
Yeah. I can wait for the Soprano movie to come out on, TV or like rental or whatever. I'd like to see Venom just because the surround sound and the big screen.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Venom too for that reason.
Fatal Instinct. I swear I've seen that. Nothing comes to mind though. I've seen a lot of those parody movies, not just those ones and the Leslie Nielsen ones, but I'm talking like superhero movie and disaster movie and just those terrible, terrible films that have really low ratings on the IMDb. I've seen pretty much all of them by this point.
And you can't blame anybody for doing them because of the success Scary Movie had and Not Another Teen Movie. They're like, man, throw all the shit you can against the wall and let's see what sticks.
Yeah, and almost nothing does.
And no, I mean, I think What was the one when they even had like Meet the Fockers was in there, like a scene from like I think Epps, not Epps, the African American gentleman from Deuce Bigelow. I heard a stick it juicy. He was in it as the dad, and the cat like had sex with the urn or something. It's like disaster movie or something like that. It's like this is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Mafia. Yeah, Jane Austen's Mafia. I remember. God damn it, who's that great comedian? Jay Moore. Jay Moore, who does great impressions. He was in that as well. My favorite scene from that Mafia movie is when he turns on the hand dryer and it says Lou Ferrigno on it. He's like, Lou Ferrigno, oh no, and then he gets blown out of the bathroom.
Was that yes, Ryan? That was Date Movie. That's right, Date Movie. Jamie Presley. I know we haven't said this on this show in a long ass time. Roll Tide. Man.
Yep. I've seen The Last Castle with Redford and Gandolfini. Pretty good movie up till the end. I mentioned this in a previous show, really. And The Drop I've seen as well with Tom Hardy and James Gandolfini and what's her name, who's really good in Alien Covenant. God damn it. She was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie. She was really good in those as well. She's a great actor.
Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to say actress. It's supposed to be actor.
No, I can say actor because you remember the late Susan Herzog?
Yep.
Yeah, so she said, and she's a woman, so I can say this because I'm going off of her. Whoa.
So we got to listen to that after, so go ahead.
She said that you can use the term actor when you're referring to someone who's serious and good about their craft. Doesn't matter the gender. Actress is what you would use when you're describing a diva. And this is from a woman saying this. So,
yeah. Fair enough. Okay, we're going to divert from movies for a second. So my buddy Wyatt is a guitar player, and he's asked, does this sound like a David Gilmour guitar sound?
Okay.
So I don't know how into Floyd you are. Pink Floyd, that is. So
somewhat.
Ryan, really, just listen. Let's hear what he's got here. I haven't heard it, so. That sounds good.
At that point, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the latter half of that riff sounds more Pink Floyd than the first half.
Yeah.
To answer something from Really that he asked earlier, I haven't seen the original Cape Fear. I'm well aware of it, but I like the remake with De Niro, of course, because Scorsese did it, and because De Niro, he was a monster in that one.
And actually, you might not know this, so now I can actually bring some wrestling in here. Yeah. There was a character in the 90s. His name was Waylon Mercy, and he was played by Dan Spivey, and that's who he based the character after. Was Robert De Niro, because he'd be like, he talked to you like a Southern gentleman, but then like he get into the ring and go crazy. Yeah, he had a little too much dirty on that, at the beginning. But and then that's actually what Bray Wyatt was kind of doing. He was kind of homaging was Waylon Mercy, who was the character. Sorry, was Robert De Niro's character from Cape Fear. What the hell was the character's name again?
Good question.
But how come we never refer to female politicians as politicianists? Politicianesses?
Because that sounds retarded. That's why.
That sounds like some virtual signal motherfucker stuff right there.
Yeah, that's going a little bit too far into the PC territory, I think.
So. Yeah. Hey, just update. So hopefully this is going to work next week. Next week at this time, I will be in Mackenzie.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to find one of my parents with a landline that's kind of secluded, because I don't think the Wi-Fi will hold up for the poo.
No.
So we will try our best next week to find me a line so we can continue the show from Mackenzie. So yes, I did, Brody. Yeah, I did. You really think Neil Young was the original master of the dirty guitar sound?
Dirty
Well,
guitar.
what do you call dirty guitar though? Because I mean, you go back to Tony Iommi with Sabbath, early '70s. That was some dirty fucking guitar, especially off that Black Sabbath album.
Yeah, it was pretty distorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends what you call a dirty guitar sound.
Yep.
Right. And I can't do it any justice. I watched an interview with Tony Iommi, and he talked about how he got his sound, and it's like, fuck, it's amazing how like, they're just sitting there messing around, and this is what they come up with, right?
Yeah. Didn't I want to say it was Little Richard who came up with the original distortion back in the 50s, early 60s, where he cranked up the volume to the point where guitars at that point, electric guitars, they had that kind of clean, twangy sound. So he maxed the volume, and that's what gave it the distortion.
Little Richard or Chuck Berry?
Good question. I want to say Little Richard.
Okay,
I did say Little Richard.
Because I always thought Little Richard was just piano. So that's one reason I said it that way.
Hmm.
Am I? Yeah, I'm plugged in. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, okay. He also did it in the early 70s. Yeah, I'd be interested. I gotta look here. So let's. No, and you could be correct. I mean, I'm not a huge Neil Young fan. I do like some of his stuff though. But I would have to see. Let's see. To the Google.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Let's see. Jesus. What was I gonna? Okay.
Pretty much anyone's reaction to Yoko Ono singing is, "What the fuck?"
Pretty much. I like Heart of Gold. That's a good song.
Great song.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So Harvest is 1972. Yeah, so. Interesting. Ow, my eye. Anything that's fucking Yoko Ono is just, yeah. Yeah. And did you hear the story? Do you know how Yoko Ono met John Lennon?
No.
So I believe it was on Stern, and I can't remember who was talking about it. But the only reason that Yoko ended up with John Lennon was because she was actually after Paul McCartney. And he pushed her towards John Lennon.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story that I've heard.
Well, that's the best example of dodging a bullet that I've ever heard.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I still love what was it? It was Dennis. It was Leary that said that, eh? About like, Lennon got shot 6 times, not one bullet hit Yoko Ono.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because that was the same video. It was like, Leonard Skinner dies in a plane crash, and come on, guys, we can't get John Bon Jovi in a fucking helicopter. Come on. Yeah, or what do you say? You could put Motley Crue in a room with 10,000 tons of coke. They come out later, half an hour later. Yeah, rock on. Oh fuck! Now they're gonna do a double live album. God damn it!
God damn it!
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand. I don't. Do you think she's that artist that people say they like just to be the different person? Like just to be.
I'm sure there's some Venn diagram of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but because I don't get when you take like when you take female singers like Annie Lennox, Stevie Nicks, even Janis Joplin, and like just trying to get any females, Alanis Morissette, Bjork, yeah, different. Fiona Apple, right? Like different style, but what she does isn't even singing.
Well, there are some singers that do similar to what Yoko Ono does in Chinese culture. I've heard some of it. I guess you just got to be exposed to it a lot more in order to either understand it or accept it.
Maybe. But I'm okay with not being okay with it.
Yeah, maybe over there in China, they think she's crazy too. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to, I think. So let's go. What do we got? You got stories? We got Karens. What do we got?
Yes, I've got a crazy Karen video, and there's no violence in it. We went through all the violence at the beginning with the intro. I like Janis Joplin singing every once in a while, not over and over every day, but when I'm feeling dirty, I like to listen to it. Go plum.
For anyone that doesn't get that, that's when Homer was in the group with the B sharps, and Barney Gumble ended up with a woman that was like Yoko Ono. Yeah. So, number 8. That was the new sound.
Hey, Jen, at least you're here. That's more than we can ask for, so thank you.
I think I got a hair in my eye.
Which is impossible because gravity usually brings it from here to here. So
I have 3 cats, so you never know where it kind of got poofed up from.
Yeah.
But okay,
all right.
Karen videos.
Yeah, we're gonna go through a Karen video, and you gotta. This one's gonna be kind of rough in the logic department.
I'm okay with that though.
Just for context, the length on this one is 1 minute and 18 seconds. So if you want me to stop it at any point, you let me know. Here we go.
Okay.
I am a mother of a 16-year-old kid that I've already pulled from your indoctrination camp. But anyways, I'm here to talk about this whole mask thing. This is absolutely ridiculous. Let me go back to what masks really are. They are a sexual fetish for all of y'all that is in tune with pedophilia. That's what the mask is about. That's why you want our kids masked, because y'all are pedophiles.
Okay, so everyone heard that clearly, right? It's a fetishization because you're pedos. Oh, Jen, it sucks that you got the Rona. Hope you're doing all right, though. Hope you're taking your vitamin D. You know what? I got to hear that again.
The mask is about. That's why you want our kids masked, because y'all are pedophiles. Look at what a sexual fetish is. It's masking people, okay? You're literally have this sexual fetish with masking our children. This is disgusting. You're not only that, you're teaching pedophilia in our schools, which is absolutely disgusting, starting in 1st grade. Y'all need to, all of y'all, except probably 2, need to be completely de-seated off that board. And when elections come, we will take y'all's seats out, because this is ridiculous. And to the parents, y'all need to pull your kids in droves out of these indoctrination camps. That's what this is about.
Please bring your comments to the board, please, not the audience.
So that's what I have to say about your mask mandate, is it has to do with y'all's pedophilia fetish.
Thank you. Laura Hackle?
Wow. What do you even say to that?
So my question is she serious, or is she just a great performance artist troll? Keep in mind, in this day and age, there are people out there who actually believe this stuff. Yes, exactly, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't see, but then I would give her a form on our show, and I know it's not big, and be like, please cite your sources.
Yeah, all she's doing at that point is making claims without evidence and conjecture. Yeah, exactly. Not citing any sources.
So like, yeah, that's what it's. So like, yeah. I know. I just hold on. I have to like maybe I missed something. Okay, like maybe
I've
yeah.
seen that, Ryan. That's hilarious.
Um
Just grasping at straws.
well, like I mean, if the school's asking your children to wear, this,
But they're not. That's the
but
thing.
that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if that's what your child is being asked to wear, like, I mean, like, there's some shit in here. Wow, like, well, we're about to go down a wormhole, boys and girls.
Whoa.
Like, look at that. Like, I mean, if your children are being asked to wear this, like, yeah, maybe it's time to, have a conversation. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, if your children are asked to wear that in school, yes, then you have a case. However, it's a bridge too far to try and compare this to
You
that.
want to try something? Oh shit! I forgot to stop sharing. It's like, but dude, this is, yeah. Wow, look at that. Oh wow. Like, wow. Oh, and it's funny. I don't know if you saw Ryan, but that same Christian lady got on to Tosh's show, Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
Well, and got to spew her rhetoric, and before he even got to air, like, because he does like a web celebrity or whatever the fuck it's called,
Yeah.
and before that even happened, she got on stage and interrupted. I think it was a Muslim thing and was spewing her venom. I got to see if I can find it. I don't know if you saw that, Ryan, but yeah, before she even got her web redemption from Tosh, she did something to another public speaking thing. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, that lady, that was fucking amazing when she was going on about the upside down M and all that shit.
Yeah, Ryan remembers. Jen, I'd like to know, because Jen's vaccinated and she got the Rona. Are you suffering a lot, or is it just like minor cold and flu symptoms? Because the vaccine is supposed to, lessen the effect that the Rona will have on you.
Good question.
Because like I said, at some point in time, everyone in the world is going to get it.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, but yeah, like my friend did say, she said that you will, everybody will get it, but it'll depend what you end up with, right? Like that's just what might happen, right?
Yep.
Forgot to say, yeah, Frank.
Tired and sore and headache. So kind of like having those bloody few days of the month that y'all have every once in a while. I know
You're not allowed to say that.
I'm not allowed to say that. Am I canceled now? Please don't cancel me, Jen. I'm sorry.
You're in trouble. But yeah, I just it's interesting. Yeah, fuck. I don't know. I'm interested to see. I'm gonna click off here. The show is over. Which count?
She becomes the demon from hell.
Yeah.
So you could do a death metal song. You could be a vocalist for a death metal song. That'd be awesome.
What the fuck did I just change or push? What the fuck did I just do? Oh.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm always curious about like what will pop up.
Oh yeah, Cindy, I'm bad. Oh yeah. No, bad would be me wearing one of those masks that Nick was showing earlier.
I like always popping up on like YouTube to see what videos pop up and stuff.
Like recommended?
Well, yeah, in your like in your feed when you watch something, you're like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah.
Like That's always the thing, like, and I haven't done it for a very long time, but like when you'd watch a video and then you click on another video and then another video, and then all of a sudden you're down a wormhole going, how the fuck they get here? Like what? Like, and you try to follow the progression of where the fuck that from. I do remember when you had the porn. Sorry, you clicked Jen's name before I said that one. When Ryan, yeah. I'd never seen a more prouder fucking. Well, actually, it was funny, Ryan. The two most proudest moments I remember of you, and it should be that you became a father, was when you showed up at the house with the porn CD. Look what I got. And the second one was when you went to go get food, and you guys came back with pizza, and Debbie Does New Orleans.
I remember that video footage.
Yes. And I don't know. Yeah, I think you were gone already, but you came back with food like pizza and stuff. I don't remember where the fuck you got it from. And Debbie Does New Orleans. I don't know.
The thought process that goes into that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where's old man Lissick these days?
He had to work tonight.
Oh.
Yeah. Which means that he's still probably sleeping. Where's my pudding?
Drink.
Yeah. It's funny because he's old.
He's
wow, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Ryan used to do that.
Jen, even this fucking video, like it even had the cheesy pizza delivery. I didn't order any pizza. Like it started like that. It even had the cheesy fucking startup line to it. It's fucking great.
Comedy.
Comedy stuff. Hey, did you see? I know Ron Jeremy's in a lot of shit right now. You see how haggard he looks now?
And he's not even 70. He's getting there.
Oof. And you look at pictures of him like when he first got into porn, I was like, holy cow, he's a handsome man, and Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he really, I don't know if he let himself go or that's just the aging process or it's genetics or it's a combination.
No way. God. Like, that's not fucking, no, because like getting a little bit of a beer gut maybe when you get like older, like my stepdad has, okay, he doesn't even look like the same human being. He doesn't at all. I'm like, yeah, I'm all about, you put some weight on, your weight fluctuates a bit. But yeah, he looks like fucking Ron Jeremy ate Ron Jeremy.
he ate a rotting version of Ron Jeremy.
Jen, I'd say he was a handsome man for the 70s.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what, like, for the time, Jen, he was, because he had the pube hair and the fucking mustache. That was the look in the 70s.
He had a full head of hair, and he was a pretty cool guy back in those days, apparently, because he knew how to deliver lines and he could be charismatic on screen.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was really like, again, if you go on what like Boogie Nights said, because it was kind of like played off of Holmes. What was his name? I can't remember the guy's
John
name.
Holmes.
John Holmes, right? That, yeah, they wanted to start making porn that people would watch the movie. They weren't just there to get off. They were actually drawn into the story, right? So
exactly, like Deep Throat, for example. That had a storyline. It had a plot.
Yeah, I remember the one I remember was Up and Coming. That was the one that was hidden that my dad didn't hide very well. And it was like about a country music singer who was basically fucking her way to the top. But there was a story to it. And I was like, that's a pretty fucking interesting story, right? Yep. So our show just goes everywhere, right? COVID, music, regular movies, Freddie Got Fingered, your old show, porn, Ron Jeremy, all porn we watched, Ryan bringing in fucking porn CDs, bringing home pizza, and Debbie Does New Orleans, I think it was.
On VHS.
Yeah. So.
What?
Oh, trust me, he gave them more than just the tips. All right. Dad jokes rule. I think today, so we tell the kid, we tell Cohen, okay, so as everyone knows by my name that's not there right now, I am the garbage man. Okay? So Cohen, his chore today was to clean his escape because it was fucking disgusting. So by the time I get home, he's already gone. And there's his bag of garbage is sitting beside the garbage can. I'm just like, so I messaged him like, bro, really? You're fucking garbage. You couldn't you couldn't have thrown it in the garbage can? And he's like, well, I didn't know the garbage bin was open. And I'm like, huh. Only if there was a way that you could have got a hold of your father, the garbage man, who, could have told, who could have said, hey, yo, bro, just put it in one of the other bins and I'll pick them up. Well, I didn't even think about that. No, because it wasn't your dick, so that wasn't the first thing in your fucking mind. Okay. He's going to be so mad I'm going to tell this story, but I have to.
Hold on. Before you do, so Cindy's last comment was thanks for the tip, and then she liked the stream. What other tips would you like?
Yeah, you guys are about to hear a fucking story, though. All right. So, I come home, go to use the washroom. My son had left already, like I said. Yeah. And this is the day in the life of me, okay? And it's just no filter. In the toilet, because I'm going to do my business, there is the biggest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, I had to look at it for a second going, make sure there's no blood, because, that's how big this thing was. So, after me and Cohen had talked about something else, I say to him, I have a serious question for you. He says, what's up, Dad? I'm like, this is the text right here. Yeah. Did you rip your asshole open today? Because the shit I just had to plunge down the toilet is the biggest turd I have ever seen. Jesus Christ. And I said, did you name it at least? He's like, Jesus, Dad. No, I didn't name it. And no, I didn't rip my asshole open, Dad. Like, good Lord, that thing had teeth. Holy shit. Hey, this is how you can tell he's my son. It's my conjoint twin. Well, not so conjoint anymore. And I was like, well, did you name him? I said, fine, then I will name him. I will call him Chunky Broadbent. And he just goes, wow. So then I say to him, because we got a towel rack and the towel's gone. Dude, where's the white hand towel that was in the bathroom? Did you fashion a tampon for your bleeding anus after you gave birth to Chunky? It's like, no, ew, I showered and forgot my towel. And I'm like, dude, was Yolanda aware that you were pregnant? Dad, no. I'm like, did you give her a choice in the matter of whether you were keeping him or not? I'm not talking to you anymore. That was the end of the conversation with my son this afternoon.
You remember when Tom Green took a little turd and he put it in a carriage or something?
Touched it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, no, it was a real turd.
And he brought it on the show.
Yeah. I remember the guy touched it and he's like, oh, and he's like, yeah, I told it was real.
Anyone else want to like the stream after that story?
Yeah, there's another tip for you. Like, I was impressed. I was just like, I took a second, like, way to go, dude. Like,
did you weigh yourself before and after?
I mean, he should have. He should have. It's like he should have thermos out. Like,
so it was thick.
It was huge. It was immense. Like, wow, we have been fucking just everywhere on this show. This is fucking amazing.
I'm gonna have a coronary from this. Stop.
Like, just fuck. Like, and God bless him. God fuck him.
Oh. Well, we lost 2 viewers from that story.
2 viewers. Well, that's enough poo story for me. Fuck.
Hmm. Oh. You know what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Well, I'm trying to not as much be the old man when it comes to like liking TikTok videos, or like I don't have TikTok, but on Facebook, when you click on like the little media player, it plays videos from TikTok and whatnot. And I've tried to watch these videos to see if I just, I am that old man who like shaking my fist at the clouds because it's not funny. I don't get why it's funny. Like I watched this one guy, they're a bunch of Australian guys, and they fuck with it. It's kind of like basically an Australian version of Jackass,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I get a real kick. Like I think it's fun. I think it's funny, and I think some of it might be staged, but I think a lot of it isn't. Like this, they really fuck with each other. But then I tried watching like some other TikToks, and they're like, "Oh, the top 10 funniest TikToks." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll check it out." And it's just like, huh? It's
Man, that would have been awesome, Ryan, if you got through. I hope you had a question prepared, like a good question.
Yeah. What's the good question?
Yeah.
Now we need to hear. So, but yeah, or there's another video here. Another guy I've been watching lately is people get caught for lying, like when they're lying, and people call them out on it.
Yep.
And this guy commentates on it. I think it's funny. But yeah, I got to know the question. Hey, Howard, do you have great pubes? Howard. Huh. A female version of a teabag is called a clam slam. The more you know. Oh, Jesus.
Not to derail the show, maybe I should have brought this in right after the Karen video, but I'm going to share this screen. I'm not going to play the video, but I just want you to look at the title of this YouTube video. Please prepare yourself. This might get us canceled, and I'm not promoting this at all, but I bring this up to show you yet another example of this is the world we live in. You see that title?
I can't read it. Sorry. Let me make my screen bigger. Oh. What?
Exactly. What?
How immunity ring helps you enjoy incest porn a lot more. Wow. It's over there.
Yep. And that's enough of that.
That's unfucking believable. Holy cow.
These people exist for some reason.
And okay, no, you need to bring that back up now because I want to know how many people watch this.
I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 600. Yeah, one moment I'll share it.
We're only getting 25 views on our vid. Come on.
He had 617 views. He released the video July 11th of this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Unfucking believable.
Interesting.
O.J. Simpson and how the killers locally got to get away with it, and O.J. enacted just like O.J.
You're still talking. Come on, man. It was 20-something years ago. Let it go, man.
Like nothing's gonna change it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of those like it's done. Like he, like I don't know. I just don't know. Well, I think we're kind of getting to that point, aren't we?
We are. And people will obviously see that we've got an orange background instead of our usual. And that's for a very good reason. Today is September 30th, National Truth and Reconciliation Day. And I'm pretty sure and I have not done my research, so bro science, that Alberta and Manitoba have not recognized this day. If that's true, that is sad as fuck.
We recognize it. Like
I mean like a paid for day off?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, never mind. Maybe it's just Manitoba. I can't remember.
Well, and the thing is, though, I do. Okay, and I was kind of thinking that because there was a lot of dentists and stuff still open and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because it came like so late to decide it was a stat, a lot of appointments and stuff have been made already. So I think, and I know that sounds really shitty to say that, but I think that'll be better next year. I'm thinking. As far as the free Britney thing goes, yeah, she should have never had a dude fucking watching her money. Who I can't credit who said it, but they said like, yeah, hey, look at Michael Jackson. He bought a fucking Ferris wheel. Nobody was taking care of his goddamn money.
Yeah.
Right? Like, have an RSS feed you can add it to Amazon Music. Oh.
Nick had mentioned it to me before that we should have a podcast version. And if I can find somewhere free, because we're already spending money on this, and I'm not saying I'm poor, but I do want to keep the costs down. And I'm not going to ask people for money because that would be just stupid at this point. If I could find somewhere free to host, then yes, I would upload audio versions of this. Or on the me show that I did when you were away somewhere, I did mention y2mate.com. I'll put that up again. Very easy website to use. What you do is you copy the video link, you paste it at that website, and then you can download the MP3, so audio only version. I do that with just about every podcast I listen to because I don't have time to sit and watch videos, aside from movies, of course, which makes no sense.
I actually do that with some music that, like live music. Like there's a live version of In the Air Tonight by Daughtry that there is no regular version. And this is a particular, and here goes that guilty music pleasure that I like that I couldn't find on Apple Music was, remember the Moffats? They were like a pop boy band in the fucking late 90s, but a guilty pleasure, a couple of their songs, and it's not available on Apple Music. Some of their music is, but not a couple of their songs. It's the same as, I know you do not like Buck Cherry, but it's the same as Crazy Bitch. A lot of their music is on Apple Music, but like Crazy Bitch isn't. It's very strange. Oh, and just so if you haven't, I know we've talked about this before, and Alex has brought this up before, and I think this was on the You Missed It podcast. 10 years ago today, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil was released. Great movie. I highly recommend it, guys. Especially with Halloween coming. You want a movie, and I know we've talked about it before. If you haven't seen it already, yeah, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. What a hilarious, good movie.
Yeah, Jack brought that in. It was his choice. My God, what a good choice.
Yeah,
that's a movie to watch with friends.
Yes, it's a great laugh. It's good time for sure.
Great horror comedy.
Yes. Yeah. So.
And speaking of Alberta,
what you say about Alberta?
What am I saying about the Berta? This what I'm saying about the Berta. Y'all lost your freedom of speech.
Good. I mean, fucking good.
Good. So to misquote Nick, well, to take it out of context from another video, fuck your freedom. Bucket. Bucket of peace.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. I gotta fucking... Oh, maybe I just giggle because this was so bad. I gotta say it to myself. Hold on. Then I'm gonna say it, and they're gonna be like, "I thought very funny."
What? What are you
talking fuck! About? I think it's great. I think it's fucking hilarious. See if I can bring it up quickly here.
Okay.
Just.
Yep, I agree, Jen. It makes no sense to protest outside a hospital. Oh,
I hope everybody gets the context of this fucking meme.
That was good lord. That was cringe.
That was probably one of the worst covers I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
You know, Frankie.
Hey Frank, how you doing?
So, what was the last thing I was just gonna fucking say before? Oh, I lost it.
He forgot what he was gonna say, folks. Drink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, never mind. Anyways, carry on. Carry on, wayward son.
So, Frank, I've been listening to a lot of the Halloween episodes that Night Watch has been doing. Pretty good. So I thank you very much for recommending their channel the umpteen number of times that you have. I'm a listener now, so thank you. Appreciate it very much. I guess you're done your show now.
Yeah, I popped in. I got in there at the last second and said, "Yeah, Frank, boo, Casey," and then they went off the air.
Casey's not on Frank's show though, so what do you do?
Yeah,
Oh,
he would pop in every once in a while. So
he's in the chat, I think, sometimes.
yeah, that's what I was saying. And I don't know. I haven't seen Casey around for a while. So
He's still uploading video game related stuff, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I see that. It's amazing. You know, I don't know, and maybe because I haven't looked though. Like the States have so many more flea markets and stuff. Like he finds some really cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he finds some really neat stuff. I think one of the ones I thought was awesome when he found like a John Cena spinner title belt for like $20. And those things are like $300 a piece. So
Jesus. Yeah, I saw some of the channels that he was featured, that Knight was featuring on his channel. And yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to get to all of them, but I'll see what I can do about getting around to some of them. It's way too big. Like I'm 40 now. I'm not, unfortunately, going to get to everything that's out there. I got to be selective because I could go at any minute. You never know. I'm just saying.
wow, okay, Mr. Fucking Glass is only a quarter full. Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, I could die.
I could die at any minute. I could die tomorrow.
The Bilderbergs are gonna get you.
The Bilderbergs. Wacky arm inflatable flailing tube man. The Bilderbergs.
Yeah. Looking like the Yeti or the Bonomo from fucking Rudolph. Jesus.
Coxon Alex.
Yeah.
In. Yeah.
On. Ew. Wow. We're right back to porn again.
No, I understand. It's kind of like a meme thing, as if she's doing an impression, kind of. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, Frank, you're gonna kick off any day because you had the Rona, so it's gonna get you.
It's gonna get you good.
But he recovered. He's doing well. His wife is she's on the mend, so I hope she recovers very well. That's sucks that she got it, but hey, we're all gonna get it at some point.
Yeah. We talked about earlier. So
yeah. Oh, I saw one where the tagline was, "Here's the pizza and here's the pepperoni."
Oh, it was what was I was like, they're not even trying anymore. What was it? I think it was like Itchy and Scratchy. Like they're not trying anymore. It was like porn. Got to the point where like, they weren't even trying anymore.
Yeah, because the show's been on for 30 plus years. Like, why?
Yeah, and no, I will say though, like we're getting to the newer Simpsons now. There was a while they weren't the great, but some of them were pretty fucking funny. I think so, but yeah, I quite enjoy it. And like Homer, I just can't like he's oh
yeah, it became in the 90s. I think it was Bart was the big focal point of the show, and then it became Homer, but it never went to Maggie or Lisa
thank God
Marge.
No, actually, I didn't mind the Maggie episode because she was such a diabolical baby. But like the Lisa ones, like just like because it's always like she's just there was that, and now Alex doesn't have children, but Jennifer has children. I do. Frank has a kid. Ryan has kids. The one that got me even before I had children, there was an episode where Mr. Burns went broke and Lisa helped him get his fortune back. And then he ended up using the 6-pack holders of beer to rake the sea, to get all the goods out of it, to make Little Lisa Slurry. I don't know if you guys remember that. And I think I'm going to fuck at the money amount, but Mr. Burns shows up at the house. Now he's bought his plant back and says, "Here's your share." Oh, because I sold little Lisa slurry, and it's like I think it was $100,000, and like Lisa's conscience, she's like, I can't accept this, Dad. And of course they're like, they're like, well, you do what you want, honey. And you hear it goes out to the house. You hear, and Homer's like, he hits the ground because he has a heart attack. And he's like, "That's okay, honey. That's okay. We didn't need the $100,000." And they're like, "Dad, there was an extra zero at the end of that." Right? Like, and even then, I'm like, it was 12. Was it 12 million? So it was $120,000. Homer thought it was, and it was like, no, there was an extra zero at the end of it. Yeah, so it would have been it was like 12 million or whatever, Ryan. But that, yeah, he ended up Homer had a heart attack. I'm like, yeah, you know.
You know what's fucked up about that? Well, not directly related, but Lotto 649. I heard that someone in Burnaby won. They won the entire 70 million.
Wow.
One person.
Wow.
70 mil.
Like, and that's fuck. Like, you think about that. $70 million. You could take 5 million. I'm saying 5 and do whatever the fuck. Like, that could be the most fuck you money ever.
Yes.
You could travel the world. You could buy anything you wanted. You could do whatever, and you'd still have $65 million. Like, you can't even wrap your head around that. Like, I paid my truck off, and I'm like, fuck yeah, right? Look at the fucking account. I mean, it's still not super, but it's good now, right? And can you imagine that? Looking at that, going, oh, $65 million. Well, her cocaine's fun. Like, you know, like.
I need to lose some weight.
Yeah. Oh, guess who's never working out again? Yeah, you'd see the garbage man on the next episode of fucking Botched. Fuck, get your Hoover, bitch. Get to work. Yeah. Just fucking. Fuck, right?
Okay, the hell of a drug.
But then I'd have to leave because I'm rich. I could get skin taken off anytime. I would leave it for a while, and I would experiment. I had my own trampoline place, and I'd see if I could hold the fat out enough to make myself fly like a flying squirrel.
Oh, you're stealing that from Joe Rogan.
Oh, no, I haven't heard that, actually. I'm stealing it from when Stewie did all the steroids, and then he lost all his muscle because he wasn't on steroids anymore. Did you ever see that one?
No.
With Peter, man, yeah, look that up. When Stewie goes on steroids because fucking Peter. So Joe's daughter beats up Stewie. So he's like, so Peter's like, yeah, I'm not gonna let that. What did he call her? That little. I won't say the word, but never mind. But anyways, like, yeah, so gives Stewie steroids, and he's walking around like, yeah, my body. It's like, that's what John Mayer says it, body. So that's how I say it now, body. And he stops taking it and he gets all flappy and stuff. So he flies like Rocky the squirrel. Yeah, look that up tonight. Stewie on steroids.
Oh.
And we're there.
And yep, we're gonna log off now. However, and I forgot to do this last time around, I thank everyone for being here, from Ryan to Brody to Jen to Riley. Where did Riley go? He just dropped off at some point. But thank you for being here when you were, Riley. And Frank and Cindy. And I said Ryan already, I think.
Yeah, you can say Ryan again, though.
You know what? I forgot, so I'm going to say Ryan again. So everyone drink because I forgot where I was.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And I did hit the desk. I wonder what drink. We actually need to have a, like, statistician keep our fucking marks of how many drinks you'd have to have.
You know what we could do? One of these days, and it's going to be when I have another day off after this, where we do our own drinking game. So we know all the rules, so we follow all the rules. And maybe in the days after, I'll watch the video and I'll count how many shots we did, because we're not going to remember.
So we would have to do it. The next available time would have to be like Christmas. because Christmas Eve is on a Friday. And
Yeah, I'm going to see my parents.
So
But
Christmas,
I can do the Thursday.
well, I'm saying, like, if I look at the calendar again, I'd be off the Friday because I actually just looked because I believe our Christmas falls on the weekend this year.
Yes, Saturday. So Christmas Eve is the 24th. The 23rd, that's when I'm leaving. So we would have to either do the show early in the day or do a pre-recorded show, which why not? We haven't done that yet.
Or we could just say, fuck it, take Christmas off.
We could, but maybe we'd have to either do a poll or we'd have to have everyone spam the chat in the next few weeks with, no, don't do it, or yes, do it. We don't care.
Yeah, because if you're leaving on the 23rd, yeah, because I'd be off on the Friday and the Monday. But we can deal with that later. But yeah, I see what you're saying, though. We'd have to have the day off. And yeah, I definitely cannot take a day off work just because I got fucking loaded up on my podcast.
That's no one's gonna give you a day off for that.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work, I don't think.
Yeah. So again, we thank everyone for watching. We will be back next Thursday, but maybe we won't. Even though I've said that before, maybe this time I'm serious. Maybe we just won't show up. Who knows? Maybe. Bye-bye. Oh, and we thank you for tuning in. And to Gordon Campbell, fuck you.